It's time for Dodger Baseball. From Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday to you, wherever you may be. Colorado Rockies very much alive in the battle in the Western Division, as well as the wild card. They'll start today with a little two-game winning streak, and they are 1.5 games behind the principals. That, of course, would be the Giants and San Diego. For the Dodgers, one thing they do have is a slight edge in games played against Colorado, and not only today and tomorrow, but 3 big ones left on the next road trip that brings the Dodgers to Arizona and to Colorado before wrapping up the season here at home. For the Dodgers, young John Eli will go to the mound against Ulysses Chacin, who has 4 decisions this year against the Dodgers. He is 2-2. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this. Stadium as we await the start of Game 2 of the 3-game series with Colorado. Well, yesterday actually topped the game itself, it topped the standings, and it topped the division race. The press conference that preceded the game involving Joe Torre passing the baton next year to Don Mattingly.
You know, I manage a lot by instinct. And I think you have to make decisions sometimes by instinct, and I just felt it was time to go. In the second half of the year, it came to a point where I just felt that this ball club needed a different voice, a younger voice. Am I going to miss it? Sure, I'm going to miss it, but at some point you have to make a decision, and I have, and it's been a thrill for me being here. Donnie, it's all yours, pal.
I feel like you got to work and work and work to get what you want. Came over with Joe for a chance at a world championship, and We haven't got there. The first couple of years we were going there. This year we've hit a bump in the road, and it's hard to explain. But really, all the decisions I feel like I make and think about are all about getting to there. You've seen how the game's played. You've seen how it's played when you win. You've seen how it's played when you lose. There's a feeling inside me that says I'm ready.
Joe Torre summed it up when he said, "It's all yours, pal." And we'll be back with the ball game right after this. On Prime Ticket is brought to you by the fastest growing car company in America, Hyundai. By Shakey's, who holds the record for most innings pitched in a major league season. Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. By CarMax, now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By AT&T, TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit att.com or call 1-800-PIC-ATT for details. And by Blue Shield of California. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Rockies, Game 2 of the 3-game series here at Dodger Stadium. A lovely summer's afternoon, despite the fact we've worked our way through the middle of September, and certainly aware of the shrinking schedule would not only be the Dodgers, but the Colorado Rockies, who are 1.5 games behind the Giants. Let's take a look at Jim Tracy's club. It'll be Eric Young at second base, Dexter Fowler in center, and Carlos Gonzalez in right. Troy Tulowitzki at short, Todd Helton at first, Melvin Mora at third. Ryan Spilborg batting seventh in left field. Miguel Olivo behind the plate again. Ulysses Chacin will be on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, the 24-year-old right-hander John Eli, who started last time out, went 6 innings, and was not involved in the decision against Houston. This will be his first career start against the Rockies. Overall, when he was with Albuquerque, he was 5-4. Earlier this year, you may remember, he had remarkable control, and he had that string, 89 consecutive batters without allowing a walk. He will also start his career. Remember, he went over 50 innings without allowing a home run. And coming up to this stage of his career, he has held left-hand hitters to a .231 batting average. He's only 24 years old. lives in Homewood, Illinois, and was originally drafted by the Chicago White Sox. John Link and John Eli coming here in the Juan Pierre deal that sent the center fielder to Chicago. Eli has made some stops, but he's been a pro only since 2007, so he'd be the first to agree he's got a lot to learn. And he went to school at Miami of Ohio. So John Eli ready to go to work. He'll be tested by Eric Young, then Dexter Fowler, and Carlos Gonzalez. So we're about ready to get it underway for the Dodgers. Going through their paces, they're 11 games back, and the crowd settling in for what should be a good ball game. Dodgers have had pretty much great success of late against the Rockies at Dodger Stadium. They've won 5 straight series here. They've won 10 of the last 11 series here, and despite losing last night, they have won 11 of the last 16. Eric Young takes a strike, and we're underway. EY, a switch hitter, batting left-handed, hitting .266 with 7 runs batted in. Eli turns on the rubber, comes over the top with a pitch low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Tomorrow, Jason Hamill and Clayton Kershaw. Hamill coming in with a record of 10-8. EY lifting one to left field. The boys are battling the sun under it, and making the catch is Jay Gibbons. But boy, he had to fight that thing. He was not sure at all. And to show you how complicated it is, and he's straight away left field. Jamie Carroll was all the way out there with him. Carroll is just now about 10 feet from the skin part of the infield. So what was just a fly ball to left field kept the shortstop busy as well, and we have 1 down. Beautiful day, except if you're trying to catch a fly ball. 80 degrees, and a hard foul off the bat of Dexter Fowler, and the count 0-1. Fowler hitting .243 with 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in, and let's add 6 points to his batting average. He went 0 for 5 last night. Eli back with a pitch that's very high. Looked like an attempt to break a curveball, and nothing broke. A.J. Ellis had to go up in the air to get it. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Back comes Eli, gets one a little high at the letters, and a 2-ball, 1 strike count. On deck, Cargo, as they call him, Carlos Gonzalez. Eli works quickly. John's 2-1 pitch, and that's lifted into left. There goes Carroll going way out. There's Gibbons using his glove for shade to make the catch. There were 3 Dodgers out there. Gibbons, Jamie Carroll, and Matt Kemp. I don't think I've ever seen a shortstop go as far out on a fly ball to left field as the hustling Jamie Carroll. I mean, he could easily have caught the ball in straightaway left field, but he's trying to help his left fielder as much as he can. And with 2 down, Carlos Gonzalez will be the hitter. So 3 left-hand bats in a row, and Gonzalez, the formidable one, hitting .341 and takes a strike. 0-1. Cargo with his 32 home runs, 106 runs batted in, and has been blazing hot, .384 since the All-Star break. He takes high, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Last night, Gonzalez went 1 for 3, couple of fly balls and a single, and the Dodgers walked him twice. 1-1 pitch on the way. Eli slips and gets it way outside. That's the second effort of a curveball when nothing happened. 2-1 the count. Eli pauses for the moment as Gonzalez backed out. Now they hook up again. And John ready to deliver, and the fastball is off the plate. In St. Louis, the Padres and Cardinals are about ready to get underway. Chris Young will make the start, hasn't made a start since April, against Jeff Suppan. The pitch to Gonzalez off the plate. So they pitch around him. It might not be ruled an intentional pass, but that's just about what it was. Although, when you are walking Cargo, you are asking for trouble, because here's the hottest hitter in the game, Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki's last 14 games, he's had 12 home runs, including one last night in the first inning. He's been hitting .357. First player in Major League history to hit 12 or more home runs over the first 17 days of September. Now the first pitch to Tulo in the dirt, blocked by Ellis. 1 ball and no strikes. Tulowitzki was sidelined, banged up, and has only played in 108 games. Before the injury, he was hitting .306, and he has come back hitting .348. So he had 9 home runs before he was hurt, and he's had 15 after that. And you can go on and on about what Tulowitzki has done. It's rather amazing. He takes a pitch, low, ball 2. For instance, with a home run last night, he's out-homered the Yankees this month, 12-10, not to mention 10 other teams. He's had more extra base hits, 16 this month in 2 weeks, than Cesar Izturis has gotten all year in Baltimore. And we're talking 430 at-bats. The 1-1 pitch to Tulo is taken for a strike, 1-2. Tulowitzki has hit more home runs this month in 62 at-bats than Joe Mauer, Johnny Damon, Ben Zobrist, or Ichiro Suzuki have hit all year. It's really incredible month for him. 1-2 pitch, swung on, a drive to left. Going back is Gibbons. Look out, he's hit another one. And it is 2-0 in favor of the Rockies. So forget everything I've said or add 1. Troy Tulowitzki, an amazing month of September. And for Tulo, it's 25 home runs, 86 runs batted in, and he gets the Rockies out in front. Troy Tulowitzki, boy, unbelievable. And Eli somewhat in shock as Tulowitzki reaches the pavilion. And now the batter is Todd Helton, and no rest for the weary as Tulo goes around with his 25th. Todd Helton last night put on a show. He had 4 hits. He takes off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. Helton fouled out in the first inning last night, then single to right, single to left, single to center, and single to right again. Todd hitting .260, and the veteran grounds 1 to first. Loney is up with it. He'll take it to the bag, and that's the inning. But once again, the name Tulowitzki and all of the syllables reverting throughout Dodger Stadium, and the Rockies lead 2-0. The Rockies, as they did last night, lead 2-0. We'll take a look at the Dodger lineup now. Jamie Carroll at short, Ryan Theriot at second. Then it'll be Andre Ethier, James Loney, Jay Gibbons in left, Matt Kemp, Russ Mitchell at third, A.J. Ellis, and John Eli. And on the mound, Ulises Chacin out of Maracaibo, Venezuela. And the right-handed fastball is in for a strike. 0-1 to Jamie Carroll. Chacin is 6'3", 200-pounder. Only 22 years old. Signed 4 years ago as a free agent by Colorado. And his next pitch down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rocky signed Chacin at the tender age of 16. And in his first year, he was right up there in strikeouts in the Pioneer League. Fastball is popped up, angling out as Eric Young, jogging in, settling underneath and making the catch is Carlos Gonzalez. So Jamie Carroll, who's had a bad wrist, but had it examined, there was nothing really wrong. And after resting, he's back in the lineup and a fly ball to right. So Ryan Theriot will be coming up. Theriot, 0 for 4, was hit by a pitch and scored a run last night, but he's fighting it now. His average has drifted to 273. Ryan takes a look at a pitch, and that's in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Ryan left San Francisco 1 for 29, and going 0 for 4 last night, he's 1 for 33. He takes off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, it's the old story. Everyone goes into a slump, and it's a question, how do you handle it? How do you adjust? And as a young veteran ball player at the same time, I'm sure he's been through a lot. He takes off the plate, ball 2, 2-1. Theriot hitting 247 since he came to the Dodgers. Hits it off to the right upstairs. Nice catch up there by a fellow who never left his seat. Just came right to him. 2-2 to Ryan Theriot. 1 out, first inning. Troy Tulowitzki 2, and the Dodgers nothing. Rockies with a 2-game winning streak. Dodgers with a 3-game losing streak. Theriot hits one into shallow center, and that is going to be a base hit. A diving try by Fowler, but best he could do is short hop it. So for Theriot, a fly ball single, and the batter will be Andre Ethier. Of course, when you are struggling like Theriot, you'll take him any way you can. Andre Ethier had a rare night last night. He walked 4 straight times, and then his last time up in the 9th inning, he had a base hit. So he's hitting 290, 22 home runs, 75 runs batted in. Ethier waiting now as Chacin out of his stretch, looks over his left shoulder at Theriot and throws over there. Two to nothing in favor of the Rockies. Andre Ethier, with those 4 walks last night, leads the Dodgers 53 walks and 9 intentional. Chacin, a high set up around the nose, turns and fires to first. And again, Theriot back on the bag. Ryan Theriot has stolen 20, but as a Dodger, he has just stolen 4 out of 7. So Helton holding the corner as Ryan takes a lead. Ethier waiting at the plate. Chacin, high set up around the bill of the cap, comes back low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Andre Ethier hitting .714 against Chacin. He is 5-for-7 against him. On deck, James Loney. Chacin ready and comes back to his hitter, and that one is low. So he's pitching so carefully to Ethier, and he's behind 2-0. Chacin with a record of 8-9. 4 decisions already this year against the Dodgers. So the 22-year-old started twice in May and twice in August against the Dodgers. 1-2, lost 2. 2-0 pitch to Andre Ethier is swung on, line to right, coming up to backhand it is Gonzalez, then flips to first, but back ahead of the throw is Theriot. So Ethier hits the ball hard, but he lines out to right field. And with 2 down, the batter will be James Loney. James Loney hitting .333 in the past against Chacin, 3 for 9. For the year, .275 with 9 home runs and 81 runs batted in. Loney has always done well against Colorado. He has a .297 career batting average against them with 8 home runs, 57 RBIs in 71 games. Chacin out of a stretch, a look over at first at Terrio, and the pitch to Loney is low, ball 1, 1-0. With the 8 home runs that Loney has hit against Colorado, that's his highest total against any single opponent. And of course, the greatest game of his career came against the Rockies when he was 22 years old. The 1-0 pitch, the high drive into left center. Fowler, however, is there, and Dexter picks it off, and that's it. No runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of an inning, Rockies 2, Dodgers nothing. His 25th of the year in the first inning with a man aboard. So it is 2-0 Colorado. Coming up now will be Melvin Mora, Ryan Spilborghs, and Miguel Olivo. Troy Tulowitzki with the rather incredible idea of 13 home runs, and we're only halfway through September, 25 for the year. A repeat performance from last night. Melvin Mora takes off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. Mora hitting .281, 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Eli into the windup, back he comes, picks up the outside corner for a strike, and the count 1-1. Mora last night 2 for 4, knocked in 2 runs, scored 1. 1-1 pitch, Melvin takes on the outside corner, and the count 1-2. Mike DeMuro is the plate umpire, and you really have to watch that right arm. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Mora has it unintentionally hit the bat. He wasn't swinging, but he stepped right into the pitch. One ball and 2 strikes, the count to Melvin Mora. Eli back with a pitch that's low, 2-2 the count. Final game of the series tomorrow. Jason Hamill, Clayton Kershaw, and remember, San Diego will be in here starting Tuesday night. 2-2 pitch on the way is grounded foul. For the Padres, the Dodgers hiding in the weeds, just waiting for their arrival. Against San Diego, they played 15. Padres have won 8, and the Dodgers have won 7. Splitting 6 here. And the Padres won 5 of 9 down there. Mora, meanwhile, a big swing and a miss, and down he goes. So one away in the second inning. Eli picks up his first strikeout, and the batter will be Ryan Spilborghs. Spilborghs appeared as a pinch hitter last night, the boy from Santa Barbara, and single to left field, though he's 1 for 1 and getting a start, hitting .289, 10 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Eli delivers, and this one is on the corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. Light breeze blowing from left to right, stirring the flags in center field. The next one is low. 1-1 the count. Spilborghs with Miguel Olivo hitting back of him. The next one drops low, and that runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Eli was a third-round pick by the White Sox in 2007. His next pitch, that's in for a strike, and the count 2-2. He brings a lot to the dance. Pretty good fastball, curveball, changeup. Added a cutter against left-hand hitters last year. 2-2 pitch on the way is hit down the right field line, slicing, foul, and out of play. So it's still 2-2 to Ryan Spilborghs. Might be a little tough to pick up the ball with Eli. He has a bit of a head jerk, not exactly a smooth delivery. Back he comes, and it is swung on and missed. So both Mora and Spilborghs strike out, and Olivo coming up. Don't forget, Tuesday, Dodgers Padres. 50,000 fans will receive their own commemorative Andre Ethier All-Star fleece blanket, compliments of State Farm. For tickets, be sure to visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. 2 down here in the second inning, and here's Miguel Olivo, the veteran catcher, hitting .271. Olivo last night 1 for 4, base hit, run batted in. He also made a throwing error, and he takes off the plate, ball 1. Eli certainly doesn't waste any time. He just plays catch with A.J. Ellis. And the 1-0 pitch on the way, that's off the corner. 2-0 the count. So John just gets the ball. He doesn't wander. Steps right back on the rubber immediately following the release. The 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's in there for a strike, and the count 2-1. 2 out, second inning, 2-0 Colorado. And the 2-1 pitch is a line drive fair down the left field line by the diving Russ Mitchell. By the time Gibbons picks it up, Olivo steams into second base. Boy, he ripped that thing. Mitchell gave it a best shot, but he was far off the line and never had a play. So a 2-out double by Melvin Mora. Rockies lead 2-0. And we'll take a look at Chacin with the bat. He has 3 hits. He has 3 RBIs. One thing about him, he has only struck out 7 times, less than 25%. And he takes ball 1. 1-0 the count to the 22-year-old from Maracaibo. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, foul back to the screen. 1-1 the count. If you joined us late, 2 fly balls in the first inning for outs. Eli pitched very carefully, did not give a strike to Carlos Gonzalez, and then Troy Tulowitzki, just as he did last night, hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. The pitch to Chacin is off the plate, ball 2, 2-1 the count. Boy, what a beautiful summer's day, even though we know the days are dwindling down to a precious few, as the lyrics go in the September song. 2-1 pitch is low, ball 3. 3-1, waiting on deck is Eric Young. Chacin, right-hand batter at 6'3", gives you a good strike zone. And the pitch to Ulisse is low, ball 4. So a 2-out double by Olivo, followed by a walk. And now Young, who flied to left field, will be coming up.
Second baseman, number 3.
2 on,
Eric Young.
2 out, 2-0. Favor of Colorado. This is the 14th meeting between the two teams. Dodgers have won 7 and the Rockies have won 6. And then tomorrow's game with Hamill and Kershaw. And then on the 27th of September, the Dodgers begin a 3-game series in Colorado. That'll be the last 3 on the road, and they come home to Arizona to close up shop. Eli delivers, and the pitch is low. Ball 1 to Eric Young. Young tried to steal third last night and was caught, but he is still a threat. He's stolen 17, always good running speed. Switch hitter batting left-handed, and the 1-0 pitch fouled away. 1-1 the count to EY. Young on this road trip for the Rockies has been struggling, hitting less than 200. 1 ball and 1 strike. Overall average 265. Eli ready. Here he comes. Ground ball to the right side to Terrio. Quick throw to Loney, and that's it. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And at the end of an inning and a half, it's the Rockies 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Dodger Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. Bottom of the second inning, the Rockies lead the Dodgers 2-0. A multi-syllabic performance by Troy Tulowitzki. And now the Dodgers will have Jay Gibbons, Matt Kemp, and Russ Mitchell in that order against the young right-hander Ulysses Chacin. Chacin, 4 decisions against the Dodgers, and in going over those games, his first game he beat the Dodgers. He shut them out for 7 1/3 innings. The next time he went 5 1/3 and allowed 4 runs and lost. Next time he went 5 innings, allowed 5 earned runs and lost. And then the last time, 7 innings, 1 earned run and 1. So the right-hander ready, and Gibbons, left-hand hitter, takes way off the plate. Ball 1. Jay hitting .327, 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. He had 3 hits last night. 3 for 5. Chacin comes back and works the outside corner and gets it, and 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 Rockies, second inning. Eli and Chacin. It's Hamill and Kershaw tomorrow. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Gibbons takes over his head. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Chacin trying to win his 9th to balance his books. He came in 8-9. His last victory was against Cincinnati. 2-1 pitch, right-handed delivers, and that's foul back. And that runs the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're Jay Gibbons, you're up against a problem with Chacin when he has 2 strikes. He's averaging better than 9 strikeouts per 9 innings in his career. 2-2. Ulysse nods yes to Olivo, and his 2-2 pitch is swung on, fouled away off third, out of play. So Jay Gibbons, from Rochester, Michigan, who lives now in Simi Valley, went to Cal State Los Angeles, wasn't drafted out of high school. He went to Mayfair High in Lakewood, but then went on to Cal State, and that's where he was discovered by the Blue Jays. And the pitch off the plate, 3-2 the count. Gibbons well put together, an even 6-footer, 205 pounds. Jay waiting, and Chacin comes back 3-2. It is swung on and fouled away. So Gibbons, Kemp, and Mitchell, bottom of the second, 2-0 in favor of Colorado. Chacin and Gibbons locked in. Now the 3-2 pitch coming up, and it is pulled on the ground to the right side. Eric Young has it and throws him out. So 1 away in the second inning. That'll bring up Matt Kemp. The Cardinals and San Diego, they're playing this afternoon. Big ball game for all concerned. They're now in the 3rd inning. Padres Cardinals, no score. Chris Young and Jeff Suppan. And for Chris Young, big guy, about 6'8", something like that, making his first start since April, about the 6th. And the first pitch in for a strike to Matt Kemp, 0 for 1. Matt hitting .250, 22 home runs, 75 runs batted in, had a triple and a single last night, wound up going 2 for 5. Dodgers losing the first game of the series 7-5, and they're down 2-0 here in the second inning. Joe Torre, Bob Schaefer on the rail. 1-1 the count. Chacin ready, delivers, and there's a high fly ball to left center. Fowler is calling, holding his glove high in the air to make the catch for the out. Every fly ball is an adventure. It is such a bright day here, but the veterans, they've been through every kind of weather, but every once in a while they're still going to lose one. So Fowler made a nice play on a towering fly ball up into that brilliant blue. And with 2 out, Russ Mitchell checking in. Mitchell playing third base, right-hand batter, swings, doesn't get it, and the count 0-1. Mitchell came off the bench last night, hit for Hiroki Kuroda and struck out. Remember his one hit, a home run in San Francisco. This time he fouls another pitch back, and the count 0-2. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. And we're in the bottom of the second inning. Chacin, both feet on the rubber, right in the middle. And the strike 2 pitch, fastball high, ball 1. Russ Mitchell out of Rome, Georgia. Dodgers drafted him 7 years ago. He's 25 years old. 6'1", 185. And the pitch to Russ, he holds up. They'll look at first, no swing. You have the brothers Welke umpiring. Tim Welke umpiring at first. He's the senior member. Bill Welke, who was behind the plate last night, umpiring at third. 2-2 the count. Chacin ready. Here he comes, and it is swung on and missed. So Mitchell strikes out. A 1-2-3 inning for Chacin. And at the end of 2, Rockies 2, Dodgers nothing. He's on Tulowitzki's first inning home run. Yep, a repeat for the West Coast. In the third inning, Dexter Fowler, Carlos Gonzalez, and then Troy Tulowitzki. So John Eli gave up a deuce in the first inning, gave up a double, and got out of it in the second inning. But he will be facing Tulowitzki again in a couple of moments. Dexter Fowler will lead it off, fly to left field in the first inning. Fowler does a very good job defensively, and they really need that, especially in Colorado, where when you're playing center field, you really have to cover some ground. So Eli ready to work. Fowler checking in. 2-0 Rockies in the third. Eli works a little bit from the first base side of the rubber, and the first pitch is high to Fowler, who's 6'4". Waiting on deck, Carlos Gonzalez. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Eli works it low and inside. He's walked Gonzalez in the first inning. He's also struck out 2. Then he walked Chacin to balance him up. The 2-0 pitch swung on, and a high fly ball left field. Gibbons coming in, Carroll going out, and Gibbons makes the catch. Boy, it is an adventure out there. And just to complicate matters, not only the high sky, but there is a light breeze, and it seemed to pick that ball up at the last second, and Jay lunged to his left. It's merely a zephyr as you look out there now. And with one away, the batter is Carlos Gonzalez. The Rockies have been doing a very good job. And Carlos going after the first pitch. He pops it up. Russ Mitchell and a crowd gathers around him as he makes the catch. 2 down here in the third inning. The Rockies have a great daytime record, led, I'm sure, by Troy Tulowitzki. He led him today, got a breaking ball, and muscled it into the pavilion, his 25th home run of the year. Hit one last night. The Rockies have the best daytime record in the National League. They're 33-17. They've won 10 straight day games. Tulo leads the league, hitting .387 in the daytime. He takes ball 1. Carlos Gonzalez, who hits ahead of him, is hitting .373 in the daylight. And with his first inning home run, Tulowitzki has now hit 6 home runs in his last 6 day games, including today. The 1-0 pitch swung on, line to center. Kemp started in, reaches up, can't get it. It'll go to the wall, and Tulo stings one for a double. A pro golfer would understand that. Well, it was a 2-iron. I mean, it left the infield and just took off. Kemp took 1 step in, tried to recover, and the ball whistled over his glove and went to the wall. So Tulowitzki. And of course for Eli, nice job. He kept the ball in the ballpark. And now Todd Helton trying to pick him up. Helton grounded out in the first inning, coming off a 4-hit game last night. And he takes a strike, and the count 0-1. You look at Tulowitzki, you realize what he's doing, and then you realize, too, he's not even 26. He won't be 26 till October the 10th. 0-1 the count. Helton takes a pitch high. There's a football game to be played tomorrow, and 2 of the Rockies have to be emotionally involved in it. It would be Todd Helton and Seth Smith. The football game will be the Colts and the Giants, matching Peyton Manning against his younger brother Eli Manning. And the pitch is low and inside. Todd Helton was the backup quarterback behind Peyton Manning. In fact, in his junior year, Helton ranked first on the depth chart. But then, after a bad knee, he decided to go to baseball. He takes off the plate. So during that game tomorrow, Helton will be thinking about Peyton Manning, and Seth Smith, who was the backup to Eli Manning, will have his own football thoughts. 3-1 the count to Todd Helton. 2 out, third inning, 2-0 Rockies. Eli delivers, snaps a fastball low, ball 4. So Eli has walked 3. Melvin Mora coming up, and Mora struck out in the second inning. Two runs, 3 hits for Colorado. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. Rockies have had men on in every inning. Left first and second with 2 out in the second after scoring 2 in the first. And Melvin has a look at a pitch, pays the price, and the count 0-1. We're in the top of the third inning. Rockies lead 2-0. Cardinal Padre game getting underway. Chris Young and Jeff Suppan. Next pitch hit foul down the right field line, slicing well back in the lower deck, and the count 0-2. Concluding game tomorrow, Jason Hamill and Clayton Kershaw. Great interest in Kershaw. How close can he come to that gem he turned in the other night in San Francisco? 0-2 to the veteran Melvin Mora, hitting .280. Eli Reddy looks back at second, now to the plate, and as a ground ball into right field, base hit. Here comes Tulowitzki around third. Ethia's throw is not in time. Stopping at second is Helton, and the Rockies lead 3-0 as Melvin Mora delivers a base hit to right field. So Ryan Spilborgh's coming up, and all of this with 2 out. Fowler had flied to left. Gonzalez popped up, and then Tulowitzki hits one over Matt Kemp's head for a double. Helton walks, and Mora singles in the run. 3-0 Colorado, trying to even the overall series at 7 wins apiece. And the first pitch lunged at and missed. 0-1. Spilborgh's trying to hold up. Ryan struck out in the second inning. Spilborgh's hitting .289 with an 11-game hitting streak. He was kept alive as a pinch hitter last night. 0-1 to Ryan. And the next one in the dirt. Nice save by A.J. Ellis going to his right. 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful day, 80 degrees at the start of the game, and not a cloud in the sky. Eli Reddy, here he comes again off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Tulowitzki a 2-run home run in the first. Melvin Mora a base hit to score Tulowitzki, who doubled here in the third. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, high chopper foul outside of third. Trickling over to the Dodger dugout. 2-2. I'm not sure if the weather is that good on the beach. I think they were talking about marine layer and temperature in the 60s, but boy, it is a beauty here. 2-2 pitch is taken low. Ball 3. So Eli, when we first saw him at the very beginning of his career with the Dodgers, he was a master at not walking people. He's struggling on the edge of his 4th walk. He goes 3-2, and with 2 out, Helton and Mora will be going. There they go, and the pitch is grounded to short. Up with it there, Jamie Carroll to make the play. So the Rockies get 1. The key was that ball hit over the head of Matt Kemp. And at the end of 2.5 innings, 3-0 Rockies. 3-0. A.J. Ellis, followed by John Eli and Jamie Carroll, facing Ulysses Chassin. Chassin has allowed 4 earned runs in his last 32 1/3 innings. And the right hander ready and delivers, and the pitch low and away, ball 1. From September 18th last year to September 18th this year, Chassin has allowed 99 hits, and he's had 122 strikeouts. So he's a dynamite young pitcher. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Ellis hitting .238. Swings, doesn't get it, and the count 1-2. For A.J. last night, he had a single to center to drive in a run. He had a double to right to drive in a run, and he had a double to center. So A.J. went 3 for 4. Chassin looks in, getting a sign from Olivo, and the 1-2 pitch on the way. A breaking ball hit foul outside of first, down the line. Pretty good slider. A.J. had to go after it. Still 1-2. For Chassin, when they count his pitches, once he gets to 76, from there on, he's been fighting it. The pitch is low. In fact, from 76 pitch on, the opposition is hitting about 340 against him. But in the first 75 pitches, they're hitting 195. Came into the 3rd inning having made 29 pitches. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ellis takes above the eyes, ball 3. Another thing about Chassin, in the first 3 innings this year, his earned run average is 1.6. So here's his 3-2 pitch. Ellis swings, grounds it into right field. So the young catcher, coming off a 3-hit game last night, comes right back with a base hit to right field today, and that'll bring up John Eli. You know, you can join the Dodgers tomorrow for La Gran Fiesta. Viva Los Dodgers. Sit in my town during the game. Enjoy all-you-can-eat Mexican food and receive a free Dodger Town Mexico t-shirt. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/mytown or call 866-DODGERS. A base hit by Ellis. That is the Dodgers' 2nd hit against Chassin. The throw to first on the pitch of the plate as Eli was around to bunt and misses. 0-1 the count. Olivo taking a shot at Ellis. 3-0 in favor of Colorado in the 3rd inning. Chassin again out of his stretch. Eli showing bunt and gets it down sharply. Helton throws down, and they get a force play. It was a 1-hopper, and it was short hop by Tulowitzki. So Helton makes a good play to get Ellis. At first base, Eli on the busted sacrifice. What made it a little tough for Helton, he had to throw that ball over the head of Chassin because the bunt was just about in front of the mound, and Chassin couldn't get out of the way of it. That was a good play, as Helton now reminds Chassin he's not going to hold Eli. You can take a look on TV, and that ball sailed right over the head. Chassin dropped to his knees to get out of the way. So Jamie Carroll, who flied to right field his first at bat, checking in at the plate. One out, 3rd inning, 3-0 Colorado. Or as they might say out there, Colorado. Boy, Colorado has had some problems, especially in and around Boulder. Holy mackerel. The fires they've had to contend with, terrifying, and we can all empathize with those people. We know all about it, don't we? 1 ball and 1 strike to Jamie Carroll, flied to right field in the 1st inning. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Rockies, no runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. Chassin out of a set. Looking back at Eli, works Carroll, who lays off a pitch down and away. And that runs the count to 2-1. Chacin, 8 wins, 9 losses, 2-2 against the Dodgers this year. And of course, in his lifetime, this is rookie season. 2-1 pitch, and that's on the inside corner. That was a good pitch. Carroll, a little annoyed, backs away. But after missing on the outside part, Chacin came right back in on the knuckles. Jamie back up, bent at the knees and waist. 22 runs batted in. Chacin out of his stretch. Here he comes, way inside, almost hit him on the left arm. He just did get out of the way. So 3-2 the count to Jamie Carroll. Chacin has had problems with batters pitching inside. He's hit 8. Jamie Carroll, who doesn't give, has been hit twice. And he hits a high fly ball to Carlos Gonzalez. Sunglasses glistening in that bright sun. And Carlos puts it away for the second out. So Eli holding at first. And the batter will be Ryan Theriot. Theriot singled to center in the first inning. Rockies 3, Dodgers nothing. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Ulysses Chacin makes the first pitch a strike, and the count 0-1. First time you see his name, it kind of takes your breath away, because that first name is spelled J-H-O-U-L-Y-S. You don't quite know where to go with it. The pitch, a little roller to the left of the mound. Chacin is up with it, slings it to Helton, and that's it. A base hit by Ellis, nothing else. And at the end of 3, Rockies 3, Dodgers nothing. Your baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By Corona. And by Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. Rockies lead the Dodgers 3-0 as we move to the fourth inning. Miguel Olivo, Ulysses Chacin, and Eric Young in that order. Olivo doubled to left in the second inning, but it came with 2 out. And after Chacin walked, Eric Young grounded out to end the inning. But the Rockies got a lift. Tulowitzki, a 2-run home run in the first inning. And Melvin Morris singled to cash in Tulo, who doubled in the third. Olivo 1 for 1. In there, 0-1. Miguel, a catcher's delight, has caught 2 no-hitters. Anibal Sanchez with the Marlins, and earlier this year, Ubaldo Jimenez against Atlanta. 1 ball and 1 strike. Olivo, Chacin, and Young. If anybody gets on, Fowler. Eli going away, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dodgers have won 5 straight series with the Rockies here at home, and for that matter 10 of the last 11. But that'll take care of Olivo, 1 away. For Eli, he has 3 strikeouts now. And the batter, Ulysses Chacin. That first name, Ulysses, we were talking a minute ago about when you first look at it, J-H-O-U-L-Y-S, and it comes out Ulysses. I went to school with a fella whose last name was spelled S-J-A-J-N-A. And you look at that, I guess it's a Polish origin, S-J-A-J-N-A, and it was pronounced simply enough China. Don't ask me why, but China. So JH is Ulysses. All right. What's in a name? A rose by any other name would be easier to pronounce. Ground ball to Ryan, backing up for a hop, and Terrio makes the play. So 2 down in the 4th inning. 3-0 Rockies, and Eric Young was flied to left and grounded out. 0 for 6 so far in the series. He gambled last night in the 7th inning. It was 5-4 in favor of the Rockies, and he was thrown out trying to steal 3rd. Of course, the Rockies have a penchant for stealing 3rd, but it didn't work last night. But despite the out at 3rd, the Rockies still manufactured 2 runs in that inning and went on to win it 7-5. High bouncer over Loney's head, backed up by Terrio, a foot race, and Eli wins it. Nice play by John Eli, and the play goes 4-1, Terrio to Eli, and at the end of 3.5, 3-0 Rockies. It is brought to you by 76 Gasoline. We're on the driver's side. 3-0 in favor of Colorado. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Andre Ethier, James Loney, and then Jay Gibbons. Well, a couple of the GIs are here taking in the ball game. How honored and proud we are and beholden to them. Ethier with 4 walks last night and a single. Hit the ball right on the button in the first inning, but lined out to Carlos Gonzalez. Ethier was 5 for 7 against Ulisse. So now 5 for 8. Still wearing him out. Andre overall batting .289. Fastball misses. Off-speed pitch, that's on the corner. And that first pitch, obviously a strike, so it make it 0-2. With Chacin, he's had a fastball clocked as high as 95. Little roller to Eric Young. 1 away. James Loney coming up. Time to get you thinking. We have our trivia question. 11 players all time have won the Triple Crown. Who are the only 2 players to win it twice? Seemed hard to believe you could do it once. You know, lead in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. The much heralded Triple Crown, and of course out there in right field is a prime contender, Carlos Gonzalez. 1 ball and no strikes. The last National Leaguer to win the Triple Crown was Joe Medwick. Ducky Medwick, as they called him way back when. Medwick won the Triple Crown as a member of the St. Louis Cardinals. He also played for the Dodgers. And there was a game in Ebbets Field where the Cardinals played Brooklyn. Medwick was now wearing a Dodger uniform. And I think the pitcher's name was Bob Bowman, who beamed him. And Larry McPhail, the colorful redhead who ran the Dodgers, was threatening to have Bowman accused of attempted murder. Oh, it was a big rhubarb. And one thing, Joe never, ever played well again after being seriously burned. Line drive in front of Gonzalez. So a 1-out single by James Loney, and that'll bring up Jay Gibbons.
Dodgers left fielder, number 31, Jay Gibbons.
Jay Gibbons grounded out in the second inning. For young Ulisse Chacin, he made his major league debut last year, the end of July, at Coors Field. They asked him to pitch the 9th inning, and they were leading 8-2, so they found a convenient spot so there wouldn't be much pressure on him. And that's a strike, 0-1. And what did he do in his debut? Well, the first man he faced was Edgar Renteria, and he walked him. He also committed a wild pitch, got an out, then struck out Nate Shearholtz, and for good measure, struck out Juan Uribe. 0-1 the count. Fouled away. 0-2. Jim Tracy has always been impressed with young Chacin as he works carefully to Jay Gibbons. Tracy says he is a pitcher who handles himself well beyond his years. 0-2. In the dirt, goes all the way to the backstop. Loney to second, and he will hold there. For Chacin, that would be his 3rd wild pitch. That's not much on this staff. The Rockies' Jimenez has 15 wild pitches, and tomorrow's pitcher, Jason Hamill, has 11. So 1 out. The Dodgers have Loney at second, and a 1-2 count to Gibbons. Three runs, 4 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. 2-2 the count to Gibbons. Swung on and missed. They have to record the out at first, and they do so. One thing Chacin is not doing, it's only his second strikeout, and remember, we talked about him at the start of the game. He's averaging better than 9 strikeouts for 9 innings. And he works it in the dirt, and Gibbons badly fooled. So with 2 out, here's Matt Kemp. Kemp flied to center in the second inning. Dexter Fowler, who shades him a little bit towards right center. Just a hair. And starts him with a strike. 0-1. Two out, 4th inning, 3-0 Colorado. Fastball in on the hands, 0-2 the count. For Matt Kemp, of course, the strikeout has really hurt him all year. He has struck out 155 times. No balls, 2 strikes. And a little check swing, a tapper in front of the plate, and Olivo nails him easily. So no runs, a hit, a wild pitch left Loney at second, and at the end of 4, 3-0 Colorado. Last night in the first inning, Troy Tulowitzki, a 2-run home run on a fastball. First inning today, a 2-run home run on a breaking ball. 25 home runs for Tulo. And in the third inning, Melvin Mora, a single to right, scoring, of course, Tulowitzki. And it's 3-0 in favor of Colorado as we go to the 5th inning. Tulo, by the way, will bat third in this inning. Sitting next to Ryan Spilborg. Tulo has a home run and a double today. You see him wearing the eye black to cut down glare, but I noticed he also wore that last night to defend against the lights. So here comes Dexter Fowler, 2 fly balls to left. 0 for 2 with his speed. You also have to defend against the possibility of a bunt. So he is 0 for 7 in the series, hitting .247. Ball 1 to Dexter. Fowler's a Georgia boy, and talking about his running ability, he had one game in his young career where he stole 5 bases in that one game. So if he gets on, he's trouble. 1-1 the count. And of course, it's John Eli's task to keep him off the bases. Ground ball plugged up nicely by Terrio. 1 away. Remember the trivia question? We were talking about the Triple Crown winners, 11, and who are the only 2 to win it twice? And they were the great Rogers Hornsby and the equally great Ted Williams. One right-handed, one left-handed. Ted, you probably know a bit about his great years with the Boston Red Sox. Pilot in the Air Force. Always remember Jerry Coleman telling this story. Jerry was a pilot in the Air Force during the Korean War and the Vietnam War. And Jerry was talking about an airplane that was in a lot of trouble. It was shot up. It was struggling. The pilot was talking and describing the condition of the aircraft, getting advice from the folks down on, and everybody in the flight pattern hanging on every word, every syllable for the pilot who was in trouble. And when it was all over and Coleman finally landed with a sigh of relief that whoever that pilot was okay, turned out to be Ted Williams. Well, it's dangerous to pitch to Gonzalez. For the second time, John Eli walks him, and the first time with 2 out, that allowed Tulowitzki to come up, and boom, home run. Last time in the 3rd inning with 2 out, Tulowitzki hit a low line drive. Matt Kemp took maybe a step in and never could recover. The thing just took off over his glove to the center field wall for a long double, and then Morris singled him in. So let's see about Tulo this time. Meanwhile, Gonzalez will put a little pressure on Eli. Gonzalez does not do anything short of being almost perfect. He has stolen 23 bases this year. And a fly ball deep to center. Back goes Kemp. Would you believe Tulo has hit another one? Holy mackerel, he's making a joke out of it here in the month of September. And it is 5-0 Colorado. Troy Tulowitzki putting on as good or better a one-man show as we have ever seen. We'll bring you up to date again. In the month of September, he's hit 14 home runs. That's more home runs that the Yankees have hit this month, not to mention 10 other teams. He now has 19 extra base hits with 2 home runs and a double this month. That's more than, let's say, Cesar Izturis all year. With 2 home runs today, he has more home runs in 65 at-bats than Joe Mauer, Johnny Damon, Ben Zobrist, or Ichiro Suzuki have hit all year. He has hit 2 more home runs than Ton Helton and Jason Bay have hit for the entire year. Troy Tulowitzki, amazing. Rick Honeycutt going out to talk to John Eli on a 2-1 count to Todd Helton. So Tulowitzki now has 26 home runs, plus that double that he hit over Matt Kemp's head. Ramon Troncoso is throwing in the Dodger bullpen. John Eli is due to bat 3rd when the Dodgers hit in the 5th inning. Troy Tulowitzki 26 home runs, 87 runs batted in, having a phenomenal month of September. As Troy said the other day when they were interviewing him about hitting all the home runs, and he said, I'm trying so hard to enjoy it because I know it's not that easy. And I know it'll disappear just as quickly as it came on. But for the moment anyway, he's been spectacular. And there's a drive, but going foul down the right field line. Todd Helton has a half a dozen home runs. The big guy who hit 49 in his career now sits in amazement, I'm sure, to watch Tulowitzki. Another thing, as Helton draws the walk, the second of the inning, Tulowitzki has 4 multiple home run games this year, and all of them have come in the last 10 days.
Number 6, third baseman Melvin Mora.
And as we mentioned earlier, Tulowitzki is 25 years old. Honeycutt on the phone to the bullpen. Troncoso's been up. Looking back at Tulowitzki, because certainly he's the subject of a lot of examination. Before this year, he had hit 24 3 years ago for the Rockies, and then last year he hit 32. Well, he has 26 so far this year, as he shares his joy with his teammates. He's the man. Todd Helton was the franchise, but now in this day and age it is Tulowitzki, and right there with him is Carlos Gonzalez. So they have a couple of brilliant young players, haven't even reached their peak. Eli keeping an eye on Helton. Sunflowers coming down as Tulo got the greeting. Look at that, sunflower seeds all over him. And now Joe Torre going to the mound, and that's going to be all for John Eli. Eli throwing over to first base to keep Helton close. And then when you look it up, you say, well, wait a minute, how many stolen bases does Helton have? He's 37, and the answer is none. So Eli driven to cover here, 2 walks and a home run. It is 5-0 Colorado, and we'll be back. Settles back, having made 91 pitches, burned twice by Troy Tulowitzki. One other note about Tulo, he's hit 14 home runs in the month of September. The most home runs ever hit in the month of September, 17, by Albert Bell and Babe Ruth. Troy Tulowitzki. Foul back by Melvin Mora. So the monosyllables, Ruth Bell, now joined by the polysyllabic Troy Tulowitzki. 1-1. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Rockies. Tulowitzki has 2 home runs and a double, so he's driven in 4 and scored the other one. And that's going to go to the gap. That'll be a base hit. Ethier over to cut it off. On his way to third is Helton without a play. So the Rockies now have first and third, 1 out, leading 5-0. And the batter will be Ryan Spilborghs. So for Melvin Mora, he's 2 for 3. Spilborghs 0 for 2. So 5 runs, 5 hits against Eli. And Helton at third also belongs to Eli. First and third, 1 out, 2 runs in, 5-0 Rockies. Check swing, ball 1. Spilborghs looking down to Rich Dower, the pride of SC. One ball, no strikes. There goes the runner, and a little pop fly to right field. Ethier can't catch it. Coming home to score is Helton to make it 6-0. Mora going to second base. So Spilborghs, a little flare, drops into right field. Base hit, run batted in. That run is charged to Eli, so we can close the book on him. Charged with all 6 runs. And the Rockies first and second. Still only 1 out. And Miguel Olivo coming up. Olivo doubled to left and struck out. Rockies 6, Dodgers nothing. We're in the 5th inning. Fastball hit hard, smothered by Mitchell on his knee. Goes for 1, and they get the double play. Wonderful play by Russ Mitchell to be able to throw the ball accurately on one knee to second base. But no matter what the Dodgers do, they can't overcome Troy Tulowitzki. But they did come up with a great effort to end the inning. And at the end of 4 1/2, 6-0 Colorado. 6-0 lead with Troy Tulowitzki certainly leading the way. Troy with two-run home runs and a double. So he's knocked in 4, scored 3. And Chacin working on Russell Mitchell, who made that fine play to take a base hit away from Olivo and turn it into a double play. Mitchell struck out in the 2nd inning. Chacin really stoked now, 6-0. 6 runs, 7 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. That's going to be lifted to right center. Fowler, Daddy Longlegs out there on the track to make the catch. Boy, he came a long way to catch a ball in right center off a right-hand batter. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Carlos Monasterios begins to loosen up. So 1 away, and the batter, A.J. Ellis, who singled to right field. Trent Olchin comes out on deck. He's a left-handed batter. He'll hit for Troncoso. That's a strike, 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch misses. For Eli, officially 4 1/3. 6 runs, 5 hits, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. Each time he walked Gonzalez, it was followed by a home run by Tulowitzki. Then he walked Helton, and 2 more hits produced yet another run. 2-1 the count to Ellis. A.J. 3 hits last night. Came right back with a single to right field first at bat in the 3rd inning today. That's a strike. 2-2 the count. Hopper into left field. So A.J. Ellis has 5 hits in the 2 games against Colorado, making the most of an opportunity to catch. And now Olchin, who appeared last night as a runner for Casey Blake in the 9th inning, he'll be coming up to hit. 6 runs, 7 hits for the Rockies, no runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Olchin's name is spelled O-E-L-T-J-E-N. He's from Sydney, Australia, mates. He was a bat boy for the U.S. gold medal winners in 2000 in the Olympics. Tommy Lasorda was the manager, and Trent the bat boy. Now here he is in the big leagues. Ball 1. Trent originally signed with the Minnesota Twins. Olchin, 6'1", 190, 27 years old. And he strokes it into left field for a base hit. So the Dodgers have first and second with 1 out. So 2 singles as the Dodgers try to get back in the game. Be sure to visit the official online shop of the Dodgers at Dodgers.com. You can get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Dodgers.com shop. In case you're wondering, that is Olchin's 2nd big league hit. So first and second, 1 out. Here's Jamie Carroll. One ball and no strikes. Further note on Olchin, he played briefly with Arizona last year, so that indeed his 2nd hit as a Dodger. One ball and no strike to Jamie. And there's a base hit to left field. They will hold the runner, Ellis, so the bases are loaded with 1 out. And the batter will be Ryan Theriot. We'll check the pitch count as Bob Apodaca goes to the mound. We're not prescient, we're not guessing or anything like that. But you may remember we talked about the fact that for Chacin, his troubles begin after he's made 70 pitches or thereabouts. Well, he has made 72 pitches, now make it 74, and we've had 3 singles in a row. So it has come to pass. He is at that troublesome mark. The other thing from Chacin, and certainly Bob Apodaca knows all about it, from pitch number 76, the opposition is hitting .338 against him. So he's in trouble, even though he's leading handily, and the Dodgers trying to battle back. In the dirt, nice save by Olivo. That could have been to the screen for a run. So with 1 out, Ellis single to left, Olsen singles to left, and Carroll singles to left to load the bases. Dodgers trying to get off the floor here, down 6-0. Andre Ethier on deck. Ground ball to short. They'll get 1. It is turned for 2. And that's that. So the Dodgers with a chance. And Theriot hits into the double play. And Chacin survives the inning. And at the end of 5, 6-0 Rockies. And for that matter, set a big paragraph in the history book. Remember the 4 home runs in a row by Jeff Kent? It was followed by Russell Martin and Marlon Anderson. And anyway, after the 4 in a row, Nomar Garciaparra hit another one, and the Dodgers turned one completely around, against the San Diego Padres. It's hard to believe, 4 years ago tonight. Meanwhile, still looking for a run. The Dodgers down 6-0. Let's go back to this one.
Leading off the top half of the 6th.
And if you filled in the blanks, the 4th home run, remember that night, was hit by J.D. Drew. Meanwhile, the Dodgers thoroughly frustrated. 3 hits in the inning, but they come up empty. And now Carlos Monasterio's coming in, and he'll be pitching to Ulysses Chacin to start the inning off. So Monasterio's getting some work, getting some experience. Dodgers feel that eventually he will develop. This is his 30th game, and he starts off with a strike, 0-1. So it's been Eli Troncoso and now Monasterios. Meanwhile, Clint Barmas is out on deck. He'll bat for Eric Young. Chacin has walked and grounded out and hits a fly ball to center. Kemp fighting the glare. One away.
Second baseman, Eric Young.
Eric Young giving way to Clint Barmas. Young was 0 for 3 while he was in there. Clint Barmas finished up at second base last night. Clint batting .232 with 8 home runs, 50 runs batted in. We're in the 6th, and it's been all Colorado so far, 6-0. 1-1 to Barmas with Dexter Fowler on deck. And that's hit in the air to left field. Gibbons getting accustomed to squinting up there. Makes that play easily. First couple of innings in the game, Jamie Carroll was almost playing left field with him every time a ball hit in the air. So 2 down here in the 6th inning. And here's Dexter Fowler, the center fielder, very hungry, 0 for 3 today, 0 for 8 in the 2 games. And then you have Carlos Gonzalez on deck. Ball 1. Dodgers in the bottom half of the inning. It'll be Ethier, Loney, and Gibbons. 3 left-hand batters in a row. 2-0 the count to Dexter Fowler. Rockies trying to extend their winning streak to 3, and at the same time extend the Dodger losing streak to 4. Fouled away. Clayton Kershaw will be having his day in the sun tomorrow. And as effective as Clayton was in San Francisco, he's also been extremely effective in the daylight. So looking forward to that matchup with Jason Hamill. Line drive, base hit to right field. So Fowler now is 1 for 9. And that'll bring up Carlos Gonzalez.
Number 5, Carlos Gonzalez.
5 hits off Eli, 2 off Troncoso, and now this base hit against Monasterios. Gonzalez has walked twice, and each time following the walk, Tulowitzki hit a home run in the 1st inning and in the 5th. Gonzalez popped up in the 3rd, so Tulowitzki only doubled. And Troy is on deck. One ball and no strikes to Carlos, hitting .341. Gonzalez doesn't usually hang around the plate. He's about the 6th lowest in the league as far as number of pitches per plate appearances, about 3.5. That's a strike. 1-1. He's in the top 10 as far as the lowest rate of called 3rd strikes. Good aggressive hitter. Of his 32 home runs, 13 have been against left-handers. Fouled off. 1-2. Of Cargo's 32 home runs, 25 of them have been hit at home. And with those 106 runs batted in, he's number 1 in scoring base runners ahead of him. A remarkable young player. There goes the runner Fowler, and it's fouled away. Dexter wasting a belly whopper, and he'll have to go back to first. Remember, he has stolen 5 bases in one game, although he has not been able to run in this series because he's not been on base. He has stolen 12, been caught 7 times. 1-2 the count to Carlos Gonzalez. And down he goes. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of 5.5 innings, Montesterios gives thanks, and the Rockies lead 6-0. Between Eric Young and John Eli, and Eli the winner by a hair. Wonderful moment watching 2 professional athletes heading for the bag, and Eli able to cut him off with the pass. That was in the 4th inning. But the Rockies have opened it up considerably, 6-0. And in the 6th inning, Andre Ethier, James Loney, and Jay Gibbons. Remember, the pitch count is up there in the 70s, and that's where Chacin always gets into trouble. We'll see about today. And as matters would have it, Andre Ethier 0 for 2 has hit Chacin in the past. This will be his 77th pitch. And ground ball to Clint Barnes. So 1 away, bottom of the 6th inning, and James Loney will be coming up.
First baseman, number 7.
If you joined us late, there was a bit of deja vu. Last night, Troy Tulowitzki hit a 2-run home run in the 1st inning, and he hit a 2-run home run in the 1st inning today. Then he doubled, and Morris singled him home in the 3rd. Then after Gonzalez walked in the 5th, Tulowitzki hit yet another home run, and in that inning there was a base hit by Spilborghs to cash in Helton, and that's it. 6-0 Colorado. One other thought, don't go wandering off. Leading off in the 7th inning will be Troy Tulowitzki. And he'll be out there tomorrow. That'll be Jason Hamill and Clayton Kershaw. Another ground ball to Barmes, so he just came into the game, and the Dodgers playing infield drill with him. 2 down, and the batter will be Jay Gibbons. Update, the Cardinals are leading the Padres 2-1 in the 5th inning. That's Young and Suppan. And a lot of pressure on the Padres. Meanwhile, the Giants play Milwaukee tonight. Gibbons grounded out, struck out, 0 for 2. Fastball away, ball 1. And a drive into right field. That's going to go down in the corner. Gonzalez over to get it. Into second base, and stopping there is Gibbons. with his double. So Jay goes 1 for 3. And the batter will be Matt Kemp.
For the Dodgers, number 27, Matt Kemp.
So Gibbons, with that nice swing that gave him 3 singles last night, comes up with the double into the corner as Carlos gets it back in. So the 2-out double brings up Matt Kemp, who has flied to center and topped one right out in front of the plate, and Olivo threw him out in the 4th inning. Ball 1. Matt batting .249, 22 home runs, 75 runs batted in. Coming right after him with a fastball at 93, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Chacin has not been striking out people today. You know, he came in averaging a little bit better than 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. In the dirt. Nice save by Olivo. Chacin, with that 9+ strikeouts per 9, only has 2 strikeouts. He got Mitchell in the 2nd inning and Gibbons in the 4th. Meanwhile, Bob Apodaca watching his 22-year-old very carefully. Breaking ball hit right at third baseman Mora. And Kemp just slings the bat away, drop kicks the helmet in disgust. And at the end of 6-0 Colorado. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, certainly the Hyundai key of the game would be the 1st inning home run by Tulowitzki with a man aboard. Then he crushed a line drive over the head of Matt Kemp for a double and eventually scored. And then in the 5th inning, he hit himself another home run. 26 home runs. The Hyundai key to the game. It might be boring, it might even be irritating to you, but it is certainly Troy Tulowitzki, by any other name, a remarkable young ball player. 14 home runs in September. And remember, Albert Bell and Babe Ruth held the record at 17, and he still has some games to be played. 3 home runs shy of the all-time record. Wow. And he's going to be leading off in the 7th inning against Carlos Monasterios. In checking the past, Monasterios has faced him 4 at-bats. Troy is 1 for 4. Dodgers made a bit of a deal today. They sent pitcher Octavio Dotel to Colorado for a player to be named later. Ground foul, 0-1. I've told it before, but I'll always remember we were in Cincinnati playing a doubleheader. Luke Sewell was the manager of Cincinnati, and the Dodgers had an outfielder named Cal Abrams. And from the first pitch of the 1st inning in the 1st game, for whatever reason, Cal Abrams was all over Luke Sewell, calling him every imaginable name. And for 9 innings, he stayed on the Cincinnati manager. And after the 1st game, Dodgers went back to the clubhouse, and they informed Cal Abrams that he had just been traded to Cincinnati. Ground ball to third. Mitchell's throw is on the money, so they finally get Tulowitzki. Well, Dotel was barely with the Dodgers to make any kind of an impression. So it'll be no problem to walk over and say hello to Jim Tracy. It was a big problem for Cal Abrams to walk over and say hello to Luke Sewell. All right, one away, and here's Todd Helton. Helton grounded to first and walked twice, scored a run. Todd coming off a big effort last night with 4 hits. Off speed on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Remember the last time Helton was here, he really struggled. Going back in the books, he was 0 for 4, and against the Dodgers, it was like 1 for 27 for the year. Then it got to be 1 for 29. But he comes back here, and last night goes 4 for 5. Not this time. Foul tip, down he goes, and we have 2 out in the 7th inning, and the batter will be Melvin Mora. You know, tomorrow Dodger Stadium will come alive. Food, music, and fun for the whole family at La Gran Fiesta. Viva Los Dodgers, presented by Hyundai and Coca-Cola. Party starts at 9:45. Featured a live performance by Dolce Maria. And for tickets, visit Dodgers.com or give us a call, 866-DODGERS. Melvin struck out, singled to drive in Tulowitzki in the 3rd, and singled again in the 5th, and promptly bangs one into right field. So Mora has a 3-hit game. And that'll bring up
Left fielder, number 19, Ryan Spilborg.
Ryan Spilborg. Struck out, grounded to short, single to right to cash in Helton in the 5th inning. Little pop fly, but he's not fishing. He's not going to throw the little one back. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 5 hits against Eli, 2 hits against Troncoso, and 2 hits now against Monasterios. And a high fly ball. It's playable. Kemp is there. And that'll be that. No runs, a hit, a man left at the end of 6.5 innings. 6-0 in favor of Colorado. And we'll now have God Bless America and Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in the singing of God Bless America, performed today by a talented singer-songwriter whose new album, Coming Full Circle, can be downloaded on iTunes beginning September 28th. Accompanied by Nancy B., please welcome J.L. Gadsden.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home.
favor of Colorado. Dodgers have had one opportunity. They had the bases loaded with one out in the 5th inning, but Ryan Theriot grounded into a double play. So Mitchell, a ground ball to Clint Barmes, who just got in the game, and all of a sudden has 3 assists. Russ Mitchell came up with a gem today on a diving block of a ball hit by Miguel Olivo and turned it into a double play to end the 5th inning, but not before the Rockies had scored 3. It was still a fine play by the young third baseman. John Lindsay is coming out on deck, and he would bat for the pitcher Monasterio. 1 away. Down in the bullpen, Jeff Weaver is getting ready. He'll be the 4th Dodger pitcher. Remember, last night they used 5 pitchers. So Jeff tuning up. A.J. Ellis with 3 hits last night and 2 more today. He had 3 hits, then he grounded out, and then today 2 hits. So he's 5 for 6 in the series. Fastball sliced to right. Gonzalez on the dead run makes a sliding effort, but he can't make the play, and it's a foul ball. A gutsy try by the highly talented right fielder. Remember the last time the Rockies were here, he almost ran through the right field wall and banged up his knee, got his glove on it, and it just popped out as he went sliding into the wall. Tremendous effort by a tremendous young player, Carlos Gonzalez. When you see his overall ability, both the Oakland A's and the Arizona Diamondbacks have to be mortified that they let him get away. But that's baseball. Now a fly ball into shallow right. Here comes Cargo, and he can't hold that one. So no matter what, Ellis gets himself a base hit. The first sliding into the right field wall. Now grass all over him. Each time got the leather on the ball, but he was unable to hold it. So it'll be a single for Ellis. That means the young catcher has had 6 hits in the 2 games. It's worth another look. Here comes Gonzalez, dives, can't make it. And Clint Barmes in pursuit. So John Lindsay is certainly the story of the last month for the Dodgers. Coming up to hit. Lindsay waited 16 years in the minor leagues to have a chance to swing the bat out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and hammers one foul down the line. John is a big boy. He's 6'3" and about 240, 33 years old. And interestingly enough, Lindsay's professional career began with the Colorado Rockies, or at least with Salem in the Carolina League. Signed out of high school by Colorado. 0-2 the count to John. In the minor leagues, he hit as many as 26 home runs. He had 25 in Albuquerque. He had 22 in San Bernardino. 0-2. And that's in the dirt behind the plate. Olivo chasing it, and on the wild pitch, Ellis advances to second. So no balls and 2 strikes to John Lindsay. Lindsay's had 8 at-bats. He is 1 for 8. He has struck out 3 of his 8 trips. Boy, everybody in the dugout really rooting for John, knowing that he paid more than just his dues. 16 years of his life. Check swing, no swing. You realize the devotion, the stick-to-itiveness, the passion involved to spend all those years. The bus rides, the small hotels, the double headers under the lights that are questionable, the weather, and yet you just keep hanging in there. And he hits it at Tulowitzki. Don't you know, double play. Life is cruel. Great story. You're hoping that he'd get a base hit, and it's a line drive DP. And at the end of 7, 6-0 Colorado. Look at the game. They loaded the bases with 1 out in the 5th inning, only to have Terrio hit into the double play. So they dip into the bullpen and bring out Jeff Weaver. So it's been Eli, Troncoso, Monasterios, and Weaver. And Jeff facing Miguel Olivo. Strike. Olivo doubled, struck out, and was robbed of a base hit, and further indignity, it was turned into a double play by Russ Mitchell. Fly ball off the end of the bat. Coming a long way is Gibbons. He's going to have to play it on a bounce. So Olivo, who drills it and hits into a double play, hits one off the end of the bat. Sounded like he hit it with the morning paper, and he gets a fly ball single. Once again, ball players living by the thought, the philosophy that it all evens out. No one's ever proven it statistically, but Olivo will say okay for today. And now here is Ulysses Chassin. Walk, grounded out, flied out. Dodgers look bunt. Ball 1. Chassin has 3 sacrifices. 10 hits now for Colorado. Whoops. That was fouled right into the mask, I believe. Or at least the mask of A.J. Ellis went flying off. Oh, he just whipped it off. Thought the ball was in play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Weaver to Terrio, and the sacrifice works. So Miguel Olivo at second base, and with 1 out, the batter will be Clint Barmas, finishing up for Eric Young. EY went 0 for 3, fly to left, grounded twice to second. Once was the picture play we showed you in the 4th inning. EY bounced one over the head of Loney. Terrio backed up and threw, and Eli beat him to the bag. So now Barmas, his second at bat, he flied to left field in the 6th inning. And he bunts up along third. Good bunt. Mitchell guns it, and it gets away at first base. Scoring on the play is Olivo. Though a fine bunt by Clint Barmas produces yet another run. We'll take a look at that play at first base. Looked like it might have hit Barmas. Loney unable to reach into the runner to try and make the play. It will go as a base hit to send Olivo to third, and an error allowing Olivo to score. And it is 7-0 in favor of Colorado. Dexter Fowler was 0 for 3 and then singled to right field in the 6th inning. So Weaver has given up a pop fly single to left, a sacrifice, a bunt single, and a run. 0-2 the count. 7-11 for the Rockies. They could open up a store. The Dodgers, no runs and barely a muffled sound from the offense. Dodgers had 3 hits in the 5th inning but couldn't score. That slapped into left field. Nice bit of hitting by Fowler. Down to second base goes Barmas. And for the Rockies, the beat continues, which reminds us to check on San Diego, St. Louis. Remember, the Rockies trailed by a game and a half before this game started. And here's Gonzalez with Tulowitzki on deck. Gonzalez walked twice, popped up and struck out, scored twice. They're in the 7th inning in St. Louis. The Cardinals 2 and the Padres 1. And that's going to be hit into center for a base hit. Here comes Barmas, and they'll stop him at third. And wouldn't you know, the bases are loaded for Troy Tulowitzki. You almost want to put a spotlight on him as he walks up to home plate. Getting back to that Padre game, Cardinals 2, Padres 1. Both Cardinal runs scored on Chris Young's wild pitches. Remember, Young hasn't pitched since early in April. He went 4 innings. Jeff Suppan went 5, and it's a battle of the bullpens. Cardinals 2, Padres 1, 7th inning. Here at Dodger Stadium, the paid attendance today, 40,191. And here comes Tulowitzki. They'll play it on a gorgeous afternoon, 80 degrees when the game started, no humidity to speak of. And Tulo coming up. And the first question before the house, how many grand slams does he have? And the answer is 2. Grand slam against Arizona 3 years ago. Grand slam against San Diego 2 years ago. So here he is. He's got 2 home runs and a double and a strike. 0-1. Tulowitzki hitting .329, 26 home runs, 88 runs batted in. Barmes, Fowler, and Gonzalez are all out there. 1-1. The amazing Tulowitzki with 14 home runs in the month of September. 1 ball, 1 strike. And pops it up. Loney in foul ground, fighting the glare, makes the catch. So Tulowitzki finally comes up empty. That's the second out in the inning, and the batter will be Todd Helton. Helton has grounded out, walked twice, and struck out. Todd has scored once, and he has 5 grand slams. He hit a grand slam against the Dodgers and Eric Gagne way back in 2001. Did it here. 1-0 the count. He's had slams in his career against Atlanta, Washington, San Diego, Cincinnati, and the Dodgers. So Barmes, Fowler, and Gonzalez out there, 2 down, with the Rockies leading 7-0. Down in the Dodger bullpen, John Link is warming up. 1-0. Ball 2. Change up by Jeff, but way off the plate. For Jeff Weaver, in his 42nd game, record of 5-1. Now he's behind 3-0. Rockies 7 runs, 13 hits. Dodgers no runs and just pecking away. 8 hits. And that's ball 4. So Helton walks for the 3rd time and picks up a run batted in. Gonzalez to second, Fowler to third, Barmes comes in.
Next, third baseman, number 6, Melvin Mora.
8-0. 8-0 Colorado. And here's Melvin Mora. Struck out and then singled 3 straight at bats. And drives one to left. If it's fair, it's gone. It's down the line. It is a grand slam home run for the father of quintuplets, Melvin Mora. So Melvin Mora, who had 3 grand slams in his career, gets a jackpot today. It is 12-0 in favor of Colorado. For Mora, what a day. 4 hits, 5 runs batted in, and his 4th grand slam. The other 3 were in the American League. 2 against Tampa Bay, 1 against Detroit. And now Melvin hits it out, his first slam in the National League. So Weaver just has given up 6 runs, and it is 12-0 Rockies with 2 out. Punched on the ground. And finally get the last out. 9 men came to the plate, and 6 of them come home to roost. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning, 12-0 Colorado. 12-0 Colorado, and certainly the Hyundai key to the game, which should not be overlooked because of all the offense, is the pitching of Ulysses Chassin. What he is doing, pretty much what he has done now for the last 6 starts. The only departure from style is the fact that Ulysses, who has averaged a little more than 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, but not today. Today he's just picked up a couple of Ks, but he's just breezing with the 2 strikeouts and a 12-0 lead. Couple of changes as Chassin delivers tight to Carroll, ball 1. Clint Barmas has moved over to play shortstop, replacing Tulowitzki. Jonathan Herrera takes over at second base. There are a bunch of other maneuvers, so we'll give them to you later on in case you are keeping score of this little dandy, which I would doubt. Carroll, 2 fly balls to right and a single to left, and bangs it to the gap. That'll be a base hit, cut off in left field by Ryan Spilborghs. A murmur of protest, if nothing else.
Second baseman, number 13, Ryan Terrio.
Dodgers now have 9 hits, but no runs. So for Bob Apodaca, Jim Tracy, they don't want to push Chassin too much. He has made a little over 100 pitches, and leading 12-0, there's certainly plenty of room to bring in the bullpen. So I would not expect Chassin to be pitching too much longer. Ryan Terrio singled, hit back to the box, hit into a double play. Franklin Morales, a left-hander, begins to warm up in the Rockies' pen. Reed Johnson is out on deck to bat for the Dodgers. And running now at first base, Chin-Lung Hu for Carroll. $12 runs, 14 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. Dodgers trying to salvage a little pride and a victory tomorrow. Jason Hamill and the Dodgers counter with Clayton Kershaw. Oh, 0-2. And ground ball down to short. Barmas on the bag. Makes the double play. Instead, throws it away. So Clint had an easy double play at his disposal and sailed it high over Phillips' head. Paul Phillips, who has replaced Todd Helton. So that looked like a double play for sure, but boy, did that thing take off. So it'll be a force play and a throwing error, allowing Terrio to get to second base. So Reed Johnson will now bat for Chassin. Of course, for Jim Tracy, he was hoping to get the double play and get Chassin out of there as quickly as possible. So Johnson batting for Andre Ethier. Ethier was 0 for 3. Hit one ball, a sinking line drive to right, and Carlos Gonzalez made a good play. So Terrio at second, 1 away. 0-2 the count to Reed Johnson. No balls, 2 strikes. Off the plate. One and 2 to Reed Johnson, pinch hitting. Check swing, they look. No swing. 2-2 the count. Ball 3. Chassin has not been striking out people as he usually does. However, to his credit, he's been dynamite as far as his control is concerned. 3-2 to Reed Johnson. And popped up. It'll be the third baseman, Melvin Mora, having a big day. So with 2 out, James Loney will check in. So had Barmes made what looked like an easy double play, the inning would be over. Chassin would be back in the dugout, but he still has to face Loney. James flied to center, single to right, grounded to second. Dodgers have managed to get one man to third base. That was back in the 5th inning, where they had the bases loaded, 1 out, and the double play wiped it out. Big chopper. Fielding it is Phillips, feeding Chassin. So for Ulisse, he goes a great 8, shuts down the Dodgers completely, and the Rockies breezing 12-0. It's been a runaway for the Rockies. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the 5th. Leading 6-0, they broke it wide open at the expense of Jeff Weaver when they scored 6 times in the 8th inning. So John Link will be the 5th Dodger pitcher. So the Dodgers using 10 pitchers in the first 2 games, and Clayton Kershaw primed to go tomorrow. John Link will be facing Michael McHenry as a pinch hitter. McHenry is out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Stocky, 5'10", 200. 24 years old, turned 25 at the start of the year. Basically a catcher. He was third-team All-American at Tennessee State University. And he'll be followed by Herrera. Strike, McHenry made his major league debut about a week ago as a pinch hitter against Cincinnati. Fly to center field. 0-2 the count. Chris Nelson coming out on deck. So McHenry figures to go behind the plate for Olivo. Pulls that slider, and Mitchell throws him out. So one away here in the ninth inning. So Chassin went a strong 8, and Chris Nelson, who's an infielder, coming up to bat for him. Chris is from Escondido. At least that's where he was born. He lives in Decatur, Georgia. 5'11", 175, 25 years old. He was a first-team high school All-American and player of state of Georgia. He was the player of the year. So Chris Nelson with one out in the ninth. Little ground ball. Mitchell up with that one. And we have 2 down as the pinch hitters tap the ball to third. And Clint Barmas coming up. Eric Young started, went 0 for 3. Barmas playing second and now short is 1 for 2. He had that bunt in the 8th inning. Takes a strike. 0-1. 12 runs, 14 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. For the Rockies, their pitching staff has turned in 12 shutouts, and the offense has been blanked 8 times. And line drive speared by Mitchell. So Russell gets them all. 2 ground balls and a line drive, and the top of the 9th inning is in the books. And at the end of 8 1/2, 12-0 Rockies. It's 12-0. The only thing a sour note as far as Colorado and Ulysses Chassin is concerned, San Diego has gotten to the Cardinal bullpen for 3 in the 7th inning. Cardinals are now losing. Cardinals had led 2-1. Padres now lead the Cardinals 4-2 in the 7th inning. Meanwhile, for the Dodgers, Jay Gibbons chasing Franklin Morales. 0-1 to count. Morales, the big left-hander, shows promise but has struggled. Been up and down in the Colorado organization. One ball and 1 strike. Jay Gibbons grounded out, struck out, and doubled to right. Morales from Venezuela throws hard off the plate. 2-1 to count. Franklin signed with the Rockies when he was 16. First time the Rockies saw him was in a Pan American Youth Championship game in Venezuela. They really liked what they saw. Ground ball hard up the middle by the diving Barnes. So Jay Gibbons comes up with his 2nd hit. And the batter will be Matt Kemp. Ulysses Chassin, in quest of his 9th win, went 8 innings, made 112 pitches, and shut the Dodgers down on 9 hits. So Morales gives up the single, and Matt Kemp flied to center, tapped the ball out in front of the plate, and lined out to third. And a strike, 0-1. Morales pitching since 2004. Came up in 07, 08, 09, and just recently came up again. And 2 the count to Matt. Morales was the minor league pitcher of the year for the Rockies 4 years ago. As we said, they've expected some great things for him. Some just develop slower than others. One of his problems, control. And Kemp going after one down and in and strikes out. So Matt goes 0 for 4. So Morales picks up a strikeout. Badly fooled is Matt. For Morales, he had walked 21 and struck out 21, so you know he's fighting it. He's got fastball, curveball, and a change. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 to Russ Mitchell. Struck out, fly to center, grounded out. Handles himself very well at third base. One and 1 the count. Franklin Morales living around 93, 94 miles an hour. Fastball missed. Patience is a very important part of this game, whether you play it, whether you manage, whether you scout, or if you're a general manager. Patience. And that's what the Rockies are trying to hold on to with Morales. And a drive to left field, and going back to the running out of room is Spilborn. Home run for Russ Mitchell. Mitchell hit his first Major League home run in San Francisco the other night. Now he hits his second with a man aboard to give him 4 runs batted in. The Dodgers get on the scoreboard, and the Rocky lead is now 12-2. And for Morales, that would be the 5th home run that he's allowed in just 25 innings. So now the batter is A.J. Ellis. Ellis, with 3 hits last night, has come right back with 3 more hits today. So Russ Mitchell getting 5s in the dugout. Rod Barajas comes out on deck as a pinch hitter. 12-2 Colorado. Ellis hitting .265, 2 singles to right and 1 single to left. And ball 3. $12 runs, 14 hits for the Rockies, 2 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. That's in there. 3-1 to Ellis. Foul back. 3-2. Rockies, by winning today, will balance it up 7 victories each in the 14 meetings, then 1 tomorrow, and the final 3, Jim Tracy against his old club in Colorado, starting on the 27th of September. 3-2. Foul back. Remember, the Dodgers have won 5 straight series from Colorado, but they're being buried today. And along with that would be their hopes to make it 6 straight series, since the Rockies won last night. They will have split 8 here, and they have split 6 in Denver. And ball 4. So there's Franklin Morales struggling. Here comes Bob Apodaca out there to see if he can help him. Rod Barajas will be coming up to bat for Weaver. And Apodaca trying to settle a left-hander down. It was 12-0. They brought in Morales. Gibbons greeted him with a single. He struck out Kemp. Mitchell a 2-run home run. Then he walks Ellis. And you can tell Apodaca, like a Dutch uncle, saying, look, you got a 10-run lead. Throw some strikes. So Rod Barajas with 16 home runs, 42 runs batted in. He has 4 home runs and 8 RBIs as a Dodger. Big right-hand hitter settling in with 1 out. And Ellis at first base. A strike. 0-1. Rod Barajas from Ontario and lives in Norwalk. 35 years old. He's 6'2", 230. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. For Barajas, a dream fulfilled. As a little kid, he always wanted to play for the Dodgers since he was 5 years old. Finally made it. And then, in his first night in uniform at Dodger Stadium, he hit a home run. That's a strike. 1-2. He first came up for the so-called cup of coffee with Arizona back in 1999. Up and down with the D-backs, then the Rangers, Phillies, Blue Jays, and Mets. And lifts one off third, foul down the line. And this will go back into the stands. 40,191 out here today. Gorgeous day. 80 degrees when the game started. And we certainly hope, if you possibly can, come on out tomorrow afternoon. Jason Hamill and Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers then will have Monday off and a 3-game series with San Diego. The latest on the Padres, they had turned one around and were leading the Cardinals 4-2 in the 7th inning. Breaking ball, but he just missed the outside corner. Cardinals have gotten one, so they're still in the 7th inning. Padres 4, Cardinals 3. Very interested in it in San Francisco and here, as well as San Diego. 2-2. Fastball might have chased ball 3, so down goes Barajas. And with 2 out, Chin Lung Hu, who ran for Jamie Carroll, will be coming up. So Morales now 1 out away from putting a lid on this. Chin Lung Hu just recently called up. Ball 1. The highest scores, the runaway scores in the previous games. Well, the Rockies won 11-3 in Colorado. And the Rockies won 10-5 in Colorado. But they have put it to the Dodgers today, 12-2. Chacin earlier in May here at Dodger Stadium beat the Dodgers 8-0, beating Charlie Hager. Way off the plate. 2-1. So Morales, you've got a good live arm. You can throw hard. You've got to learn consistently to throw strikes. He's been working on it for the last 6 years. That's fouled out of play. He was 10-9 at Modesto. Two years ago at Colorado Springs, he perked everybody up. He was 10-5. But he struggled really ever since, and all you have to do is look at walks and hits and strikeouts. 2-2. Curveball hit up the middle, base hit. Stopping at second, A.J. Ellis. So Chin Lung Hu a base hit, and the batter will be Ryan Theriot. For the Dodgers, 3 hits in the leadoff role. Jim Tracy going out to the mound. Carroll had 2 hits. Now Chin Lung Hu a base hit. Manny Del Carmen is down in the pen. Another discouraging day for Franklin Morales. Such it is, trying to make it in the big leagues, and we'll be back. Led 12-0, but they've given up 2 as Franklin Morales struggled and made 29 pitches and was forced to come out, as Jim Tracy hates to do it with such a big lead, but he is forced to use his third pitcher. Manny Del Carmen just recently called up. First time out for the against the Phils. He gave up 4 runs and 4 hits in a third of an inning. And a strike. Ryan Theriot singled to center, hit back to the box, grounded into a double play with the bases loaded, and hit into a force play in the 8th inning. Ryan 1 for 4. Ellis and Hu are out there. 1 ball and 1 strike. "12 runs, 14 hits for the Rockies. 2 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers, each side with 1 error. 1-1. And ball 2. So it's been Ulysses Chacin, who was great, shut the Dodgers down for 8. Morales, who was not great, and now Del Carmen. And Manny falls behind 3-1. Waiting on deck, Reed Johnson, who finished up for Andre Ethier in right field. And that's high for ball 4. So Jim Tracy is up and pacing in the Colorado dugout as Messrs. Morales and Del Carmen do not appear to be the answer. So the bases loaded, 2 out, 9th inning, and the Rockies lead by 10. Johnson popped up as a pinch hitter for Ethier in the 8th inning. Reed hitting .275 with a home run, 13 runs batted in. And a strike. Del Carmen, who spent the year over in the American League with the Red Sox, now finishing up with the Rockies. He had a rude awakening coming over. Del Carmen, the first batter he faced coming over to the National League from Boston to Colorado was Jason Worth of the Philadelphia Phillies. Home run. Theriot, Hu, and Ellis loading up the bases. And by the way, the Cardinals have just tied it up with San Diego 4-4. 1-2. The Cardinals tied it. They might have gone ahead had Colby Rasmus not fallen down, rounding third. So they go to the 8th inning tied 4-4. Rasmus and Tony La Russa did not agree on some things recently. And then Colby falls down with the go-ahead run. 1-2 to Reed Johnson. And a little pop fly angling out as Herrera makes the catch as he trips over Phillips, and they get the last out the hard way. So Colorado, 12 runs, 14 hits, and an error. For the Dodgers, 2 runs, 12 hits, and an error. With Chacin the winner, Eli the loser. And tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Jason Hamill and Clayton Kershaw. Hope you'll be with us. Right now, stay tuned for Dodgers Live, and it starts right